I don't care what nobody says. This motherfucker just took away the Equal Employment Act.
He absolutely 100% did not overturn the Equal Opportunities Employment Act. He can't. The president has no power to revoke a law. It is a law. It's been a law for 40 years. It's still a law. Congress could. They could vote on it and revoke it. The Supreme Court could deem it unconstitutional, but the president can't. He might choose not to enforce it, but I'm not sure how well that would go over. What he did do was he issued an executive order that rescinded an executive order created by President Johnson about the same time that has to do with the Equal Opportunities Employee Act. So I get the confusion. Johnson's executive order basically stated that you had to prove that you were hiring diversely within the government, or if you were a federal contractor working with the government, specifically the executive department, because that's really all he can issue executive orders for. Executive order, executive branch. They had to prove all this with documentation. So that's what it is. Now, on the surface, I agree that looks great. And back in 1965, I think that's a good thing, but it had its time and place because people find loopholes to these things. And sometimes it's more social based, like nowadays, versus what it should be. Back then, I could see a lot of issues where they were hiring people who were perfectly qualified to do the main jobs within the company, and they're hired to do the menial, basic minimum wage jobs because they had to meet the criteria. You know, like let's just say a construction company bidding for a government job needs to have a black guy or person of color. So they hire somebody who probably could run circles around the rest of the crew, but they give them a broom to push to clean up afterwards. Meets the criteria. Or we get down the line where they're catching on to that shit and they're like, nope, that's still discrimination. So now we're hiring people to do the regular jobs. But we can't find anybody who's qualified, but we still need to make sure we meet the qualifications. So we hire the next person who walks in who could probably use a few years of training, but we put them right out there to make sure that we're meeting the criteria and we're not getting flagged for anything. Now we have issues with safety